New to the club, he's going to be doing his icebreaker speech. The speech is 4 to 6 minutes in length. And
oh, that's okay. You need that for him. Okay. Yeah.
And Lawrence is also giving a speech tonight.
Yes.
What is your speech from, Lawrence?
My speech was Power of Thought, I think, is what I named it. Don't have another piece of paper. I'll be back in this.
Extra agenda?
Is this extra?
Yeah, that's extra.
Thank you.
Okay.
Speak out.
Do we have a grammarian or no?
We don't have a grammarian. Do we have anyone who would like to be a grammarian?
I think we have a
I'm a
volunteer.
visitor still. I will do like the odd counters and everything. However, I am not necessarily grammatically inclined, as Lawrence would say. However, I shall go for it.
Okay.
Very
And what
good. Thank
is your
you.
name?
Marlo.
Marlon. Okay.
You don't remember Marla Thomas? Well, that's right. You haven't been here for a couple of meetings. Yeah,
Okay.
she's been here once or twice.
Okay. So Marla, since you are the grammarian now, can you tell us what your role is as the grammarian, please?
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. Primarily, my role as grammarian will be not to do that. First of all, I will be listening for filler words. I will list for correct grammar, and I will be listening for. Go ahead, help me, please. What else am I listening for?
Double wordings,
Double wording, filler words,
the word of the day.
and the word of the day.
And the word of the day is?
Pinchot.
Penchant, which is a strong or habitual liking for something or tendency to do something. He has a penchant for adopting stray dogs. I have a penchant for trying new Toastmaster meetings every time I go to a new city. So that is the word I shall be looking for. Thank you, fellow Toastmasters.
Thank you, Marla. Okay. Our next role is going to be that of the timer. And Justin, can you tell us what your role is this evening?
Sure, good evening. I will be tracking the length of the speeches and indicating where they are in the speech by the lighting. At 4 minutes, there'll be a green light that comes on. At 5 minutes, there'll be an amber light that comes on. At 6 minutes, there'll be a red light that comes on that indicates the time is up for that speech.
Okay. Thank you, Justin. Okay, next we have our general evaluator, which is Maurice.
Yes. As general evaluator, I will give an evaluation of the meeting as a whole, and then I'll also be evaluating Lawrence's pocket speech.
Okay. So, and do we have an evaluator for Cody?
And I will be evaluating Cody
Okay.
and his icebreaker speech.
All right. Okay. So,
Master of-
okay. I think we're missing something here. Table topics.
Table
Mercy?
topics.
Oh, we are.
Well, I did bring a list of table topics. Whoever wants to do that role, all you gotta do is just pick.
I'll do that.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, it looks like we have all the roles filled, so let's not delay anymore. If we can have Cody come on up and give us his first speech. So welcome, Cody, to the podium.
Good afternoon, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow members, and guests. Today I'm going to be discussing a very important topic. The subject I'll be covering today is myself. So let's travel back in time to 1988, where I was born in Fairhope, Alabama. After being born, my family decided to move to Slidell, Louisiana for some reason. But that was short-lived, and only after a few years we made it back to Baldwin County, and I grew up in Foley, where I attended grade school through high school at Foley. After high school, I attended Faulkner State Community College, where I worked on getting my prerequisite courses for mechanical engineering. Also, while working and attending school, I worked at Quicksilver, which was a surf store at the Foley Tanger Outlet Mall. After 2 years of Faulkner, I transferred to the University of Alabama, to University of South Alabama, to continue my pursuit of my mechanical engineering degree. While going to school, I also interned at the Navy Research Laboratory in Mobile, Alabama. This was an interesting internship. Consisted of lighting things on fire on an old World War II ship, so we had a good time doing that, and it paid me to do it, so it was pretty interesting. Finally, after what seemed 5 long years of math and physics problems, I accomplished my goal and I achieved my Bachelor's of Science in Mechanical Engineering in 2011. So now that I've been in Lower Alabama for pretty much my whole life, I thought maybe, okay, it's time to move on, go see some other parts of the U.S. But I got a good job opportunity that I couldn't turn down in Mobile, so I had to stick around for a little more. I started working as a cabin design engineer for the A380 program at Airbus in the summer of 2011. A year after working, I decided to go back and get my master's degree in mechanical engineering. I guess I just like torturing myself with physics and math problems. While working, traveling Europe, and taking grad school classes, I was able to finish my master's in 2015. So as you can see, I like to have a kind of a side project going on above and beyond work. And what I'm currently passionate about right now is commercial real estate investing. So my brother and I started a company at the beginning of this year, Millennial Property Group, LLC. It's a value-add apartment building investment company targeting emerging markets. We haven't completed our first deal yet, but we hope to achieve that, hopefully maybe by the end of this year. Still working on it. So by diving into starting my own business, I've become very passionate about self-education, entrepreneurship, and business. So this is one of the reasons I joined Toastmasters, because I want to continue my education and work on becoming the best person I can be. So I spend a lot of time reading books on real estate, self-improvement, and business. For some reason I enjoy that. It's really opened up my eyes to the importance of continuing education, even after graduation, not just stopping with the diploma. So I hope to one day give back to the younger generation of my time and do something to teach them about the importance of entrepreneurship and self-education, which I feel like the current public school curriculum is kind of lacking these days. Well, it was a small insight to the life of Cody Broussard. I hope it didn't look like I enjoyed talking about myself too much. But seriously, thank you for your time and thank you for listening. If you have any questions or comments about some of the stuff I mentioned in my speech, please feel free to come talk to me after the meeting. Thank you.
All right, Cody, I thought you did a great job on your first speech. I learned a lot about you in a very short amount of time. So hopefully I'll be coming to look for you in the near future about some future commercial real estate investing. So, all right, so next up we have a seasoned speaker, if you will. He goes by the name of Lawrence Crumpton. And he is on speech number 10 out of the Competent Communication Manual. Is that correct?
Okay, you might have to find it. Do you have your copy?
Yes.
Awesome.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Lawrence. All right.
Sorry about the delay. Whether they know it or not, successful people all have the same pattern. When they have an inspiration, they take action to achieve it. Ladies and gentlemen, my fellow Toastmasters and honored guests, we also can use that same method. The problem is, we have been programmed from childhood to protect ourselves, to protect us from pain, from suffering, from disappointment. I call this a safety mind. So, this may have been done with the best of intentions. Our parents didn't want to suppress us. They wanted to protect us. But now that we are older, we need to reprogram the methods we use. Okay, one issue we have when we are reprogramming ourselves is, excuse me, is that there are many different styles that we are able to learn and able to grow and develop. If you look at the research that has been done, there are many different personalities, different personality types. And all of those personality types have different methods of learning. So one of the things that we have to do is we have to find the method that is best for us to learn. Now, if you want to be able to learn, you have to meet one criterion. If you want to improve. If you're going anywhere, the first thing you have to do is know where you're going. So that's the first thing we have to do. So, what do we got to do if we want to change ourselves? We have to create a vision. We create a vision. It's not just a dream. It's a goal. It's an ideal. It's something that we really, really want. Okay? Your goal must be doable and challenging. But that does not mean that you're limited. For an example, if there was someone who is working in real estate, for instance, and they're making maybe $30,000 a year, well, they might create a vision to make $3 million in 1 year. Now, is that an outrageous goal? I think not. The reason is, look at it. Are there any people out there that are working real estate that are making $3 million a year? Yes, and much more. Our possible future president works in real estate and makes considerably more than $3 million a year. So it is a doable, but you've got to have that vision. Now the second problem that we have, now that we know that we have a vision, is we have to make sure that our dream is something that we believe in. Napoleon Hill, his most famous quote is, "Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, he can achieve." So you have to be able to believe what it is that is your vision. Okay? So, if there was a person who wanted to make that kind of money, say you had a young lady who was an author, and she wanted to make a book and sell 1 million copies of that book, what kind of vision would she have to have? Well, her vision might be, I want to have a book written within 7 months. I want to have this book selling 1 million copies by the end of 2017. This is a concrete goal. It's not just an idea, oh, I'd like to sell lots of books someday, maybe. Right? That's not a vision. That's just smoke. But this is a concrete vision. I want to have this by this time. And so that is the type of goal that you must make. After you have clarified that vision, the next thing we want to look at is your anti-vision? Anti-vision? What's an anti-vision? Well, that's all the what ifs. That's all the I can't do this because. Those are the anti-vision. Those are the things that are constantly going to be pulling you down. So what you have to do is, if we want to be successful, we have to find out, what is it that's going to stop us? What's in that safety mind? Oh, I don't want to get hurt. If I try this, I'm going to get hurt. I'll get disappointed. There'll be bad things that might happen. So I'm not going to do this because if, that's an anti-vision. So how are we going to deal with an anti-vision? It's very simple. If we go through and we figure out what is that anti-vision, then we can say, well, I have this issue that's going to come up sometime when I'm going to do this. So now I know there's going to be an issue. Well, how will I deal with it when it comes? And then you create a plan. Well, when I start feeling frustrated because nothing's happening, well, I'm going to come back and I'm going to get out that little piece of paper, and every morning I'm going to look in the mirror and say, I can do this. And whatever it is, whatever your personal growth method is, that's what you want to be able to do. But that is the way that you will be able to develop your, create a roadmap through all those negative thoughts. Okay? I believe that the main reason that most people fail in creating their vision is because they do not cut off the input from their safety mind that wants to protect them, that doesn't want them to get hurt, doesn't want them to be disappointed. So, ladies and gentlemen, depending on your type of personality and the programming you see, your safety mind wants to protect you. If you ignore that programming, you will be less likely to find the roadmap of your brain. Write it down, and when you look at the list, you can see the things that you will trip yourself up on that journey, and you will be able to move forward, and you will be able to achieve the greatest vision that you can see. Mr. Toastmaster.
Great speech, Brother Lawrence. Guess we all need to make sure we write it down if we want to achieve it. So, all right, so that takes us to our next portion of tonight's meeting, which is the table topics. I don't have a lot of guests here. Is there anybody who does not want to participate in table topics? No? All right. Okay, so let's get started here. All right. Justin, this question is for you. What does the American dream mean to you?
Thank you. Hello, fellow Toastmasters. This evening I'll be talking to you about what the American dream means to me. The American dream can mean lots of things depending on your point of view and your backgrounds, your values. To me personally, the American dream is about achieving the things that you want in life, finding a path in life that makes you happy. It's not necessarily about achieving wealth or material things. It's about life experiences. It's about having good friends. It's about having a good overall life experience. And I think that one of the great things about our country is that you have a very, relative to the rest of the world, very comfortable existence. There's a lot of opportunity here. There's a lot of great people. We're very safe. So you've got this great environment to have a good life and to have great experiences and to experience things like this. So that's what the American dream means to me.
Okay.
Yes, a minute and a half.
Okay.
Is that coming close?
Yeah, I got a minute 20.
All right. Next question is going to be for Marlo. All right, Marlo. Am I pronouncing that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Marlo, your question is, what music do you listen to lift your spirits when you're feeling down?
What music do I listen to when I'm feeling down? Listen closely. Listen a little bit closer. I listen to the sound of the universe. I shut everything down and I pause and I wait for the universal the refrigerator in my condo, the air condition, my tummy. I listen for the universal silence. The silence uplifts me. It takes me to another place. It calms me. It soothes me. It takes me there. The other sound that I enjoy listening to is the nice sound of water. The trickling sound of water in the bathtub, the trickling sound of water in the shower, a lake, a laugh, a puppy dog, tea and white roses. Those are a few of my favorite things. Doe a deer, female deer, a female deer. Thank you very much, Mr. Toastmaster.
All right. Thank you, Marlon. Okay, next, I think we'll go to the other side of the room here. Maurice. Let's see. Maurice, your question is, if I gave you $1,000 and told you you had to spend it today, what would you buy?
If I were, Mr. Toastmaster, if I were given $1,000 and told I had to spend it today, what would I buy? One thing I would buy, I'll buy some food. I mean, $1,000 is not, I mean, it's a good amount of money, but it's not really a lot of money. I wish I could say I could save the world with it, but it's not enough. But I could donate, even though it won't save the world, I could give it to some homeless person or someone who's in need, some of it. I could donate it, some of it to a charity. So with this relatively small amount of money, I guess I have to have a penchant for generosity because it's not going to really go too far for myself. So that's what would happen if I were given $1,000 and I had to spend it today, Mr. Topic Master.
Okay, and I missed your name.
Steven.
Steven. Okay. All right, Steven, this question is for you. Man, this is pretty difficult. All right, well, you like you're up for a challenge, so. All right, Steven, can you describe your life in a 6-word sentence? You just got lucky, man.
Side question. All right, so in 6 words, do I still go the whole minute, or do I just say 6 words? Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. All right. Table master, fellow audience, if I had to describe my life in 6 words, that would be a very difficult thing to do. So I'm just going to attempt to say 6 adjectives that I would say describe my life, or I hope to describe my life at the end of time, at the end of my life, whatever that may be. I would have to say, if I had to come up with 6 words to describe my life, it would be passion, fun, love, friends, joy, and perseverance. And a short description of why I would use those 6 words are because I believe that passion and perseverance, the reason I started and ended with those 2 words, are because I believe that passion gets you started towards a goal, and perseverance is what helps push you through the hard times to get to that goal. And that is how I would describe 6 words. That's how I would use 6 words to describe my life. Thank you.
Good job, Sue. Okay, let's see. And last but not least, oh, I'm sorry, I got 2 more. Lawrence and Cody. So, okay, Lawrence, this one's for you. What is the one thing you would most like to change about the world?
I hope you guys got all this. Fellow Toastmasters, if there was one thing that I would like to see changed about the world, is I would love to see everybody on the planet have the ability to learn from the mistakes of the past. Because we keep doing the same stupid things over and over and over again. And nobody seems to get away from it. We can't figure out that, if we keep fighting with these issues, they're just going to keep coming. It's like a big circle, right? You do stupid things happen. You do stupid things happen. Just goes around in circles, and we all get ground up in it. So, I would really hope that we would be able to learn from the past and realize we do a stupid things happen, so we don't do stupid things, and then not stupid things happen. I think that would be the best thing for our planet. Mr. Topic Master.
Okay. All right, and the final speaker we'll have for table topics is Cody. So I think this is going to be a good question for you, Cody. You seem very ambitious. So, your question is, what personal prisons have you built out of fears?
Personal prisons?
Prisons.
Presents?
Prisons.
Prisons.
Prison. Like a
Oh,
lot of-
personal prison.
Yeah, personal prison. Yeah.
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters. So I've been asked to describe personal prisons that I've built out of fear. So going through your general life so far, getting into late 20s, I'm almost 30 now, some of the personal prisons that I've built, it's mainly just out of being comfortable. It's easy to get very comfortable with how your life is going, and you don't want to branch out things are going good. You just kind of lay back, take your foot off the gas. And I did that early on when I first got my job. It was comfortable and started making money finally, and kind of stopped pushing myself forward. And that created a prison for me, and it was the worst kind of prison because you don't really know it's there. But if I continued down that path, I wouldn't have gone past what I really wanted to do, and I would have just kind of been stuck. And years go by, and lose sight of it, and it just becomes normal. And then 15 years later, you wonder what happened. So that's kind of a personal prison I created for myself early on. I'm trying to push past that now and do more things that are uncomfortable for me. And because if you don't have any fear in your life, then you're not really living. So I think it's important to kind of push your limits every now and then. Thank you.
Thank you, Cody. Okay, so the next segment of our meeting tonight is the evaluation period. So with the help of the general evaluator and his evaluation team, we're going to go through everything that happened tonight and see how everyone did in their speeches and during the table topic sessions. So I'm going to relinquish the election to our general evaluator, Maurice.
Thank you, Toastmaster. And the two evaluations are timed too.
Oh, so would you like me to start with that?
Yes.
Okay.
It's
So the
2 to 3 minutes.
2 to 3 minutes for the timing report. Got it. Right. So the timing report, Cody.
Hold it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you have the
We're
time.
going to be doing the evaluations. The
I'm timing the
evaluations
evaluations. Right.
get timed at 2
I
minutes to 3
misunderstood.
minutes.
I apologize.
So
Okay.
that's one more timer event, and then you'll be done.
Okay. Got it. Okay.
And I'll go over the evaluation of the meeting, which doesn't have to be timed. The meeting started on time. We had a 5-minute recess to wait for anyone else to come in. Then we got started with the meeting, went over club business. We have a speech contest, an area level speech contest next week. And we have a good amount of judges from the other club, and we had a volunteer from this club to be the timer. And then everything else up to this point has gone smoothly. The speeches, the table topics. So now I will evaluate Lawrence's speech. No, I'll let Lawrence evaluate Cody's speech.
Okay, Cody did the icebreaker speech. Now, the objectives of the icebreaker speech are to begin speaking before an audience, to discover speaking skills you already have, and skills that need some attention. It was a 4 to 6 minute speech. Now, I think that this speech, he came in with a very good opening. That's unusual for someone in their first speech. He came in with a good opening. It really kind of puts a little bit of humor in the start of the program without being overly presumptuous or whatever. And then also, I like the fact that he closed in the same vein as he opened. So he kind of tied the whole speech together, because he opened up saying that he's going to be presenting the greatest speech about the greatest person on earth or whatever. And then he ended the speech by saying, well, I hope he wasn't too forward in talking about himself. His strongest point was confidence, I think. And we did get to know the speaker quite a bit about him. I think he prepared it very well. I think he did have a clear opening, closing, and body. And also, the one thing that I think he could have done better was use more expressive body language. Because he did basically the same movement the whole time. And so that could have been better. All in all, though, I think he did a very great presentation, and I think everyone was able to get to know him quite well. Mr. Evaluator.
Okay, at this time, I will evaluate Lawrence's speech, and he had a pocket speech coming out of project number 10 in the Composite Communicator book, Inspire Your Audience. And the objective of this speech is connecting with the audience, changing the status quo, inspiring the audience, how you say it, and there's other objectives of the speech, but I will go through the evaluation guide at this time, and it says, was the speech topic relevant to the occasion selected? I said yes, because if anyone was to achieve anything worth achieving, you got to be inspired, you got to have a penchant for that goal or whatever you're trying to achieve. Did the speaker understand and express the feelings and needs of the audience? In my opinion, yes. But what do you say? Were you inspired, or were your feelings? Did you express your feelings as far as being inspired toward achieving a goal? Was the speaker forceful, confident, and positive? Confident, yes. Positive, yes. Forceful, and what? I don't know what they're saying in what way forceful. As far as him being passionate to have people inspired, I'll say yes, if that's what forceful means. Did the speaker effectively use stories, anecdotes, and or quotes to help convey his or her message? Yes. He used a quote from Napoleon Hill, if you believe it, conceive it, believe it, you could achieve it. Did the speaker's words convey strong, vivid mental images? Yes. Did the speaker's use of body language enhance his or her message? Yes. Did the speech uplift the audience and motivate them as the speaker intended? I said yes. What could the speaker have done differently to make the speech more effective? I didn't see too much that he could have done differently, except for just be more enthusiastic about motivating others. What did I like about the speech? The speech showed that he had a penchant to help others get a penchant to get better and achieve goals. So that's the evaluation of Lawrence's speech. At this time, we'll go to the timers report with Justin.
Okay, thank you. So I'm winging this a little bit because I don't remember the exact format of the Times report from previous meetings. But everyone was in their time bands. Maurice, the speech that the review that you just completed was 3 minutes and 16 seconds, so that one was a bit long. Cody, your speech was just a bit short at 3:45, 4 minutes, and then target. But other than that, everything was within tolerance.
Okay. All right, at this time, we'll go to the grammarian's report with Marlo.
Do I have to see him?
No.
For the grammarian reports, I started out with Mr. Toastmaster, 2, Oz, Justin, 8, Maurice. I'm really excited about your growth. I only heard 2. Oz, a couple of fill words, but, kept putting my butt in. Cody, 7 filler words, and, had quite a few ands. Lawrence, 6, and Stephen, 3. I did not hear myself, therefore I cannot tell you. I was listening to the sound of my favorite things. The word of the day was used 5 times that I counted. Maurice, thank you for 3 of those. And that's pretty much it. We had a little bit of this and that, but pretty much we did a good job.
All right. Okay, so at this time, we covered the timer, covered the grammarian, covered the evaluation, so that concludes the evaluation, Mr. Toastmaster.
And it looks like we're running a little short on time here, so I believe the agenda for next week is covered since we have the contest. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess I will relinquish the lectern back over to the club president now. Thank you, Maurice.
Okay, we have less than 2 minutes left. Is there anything that we need to cover? If not, we'll adjourn the meeting.
All right, thank you very much. Do you have pins and such like that? Pins, are you gonna be here?
Yeah.
Okay, you need to, I need to give these out to new members.
Okay.
Officially.
Yeah,
Next
I work
one
in
is my
design
last one, they go
centers.
around.